I did quite a lot of looking into some of the different franchise companies around and independent businesses as well. The biggest thing I found through reading some of the contracts is with a lot of the other companies, the contracts were geared more towards protecting the franchisors, whereas with gyms, our contract is more about protecting the franchisee. And that was my biggest thing that made me come across. So I think the gym's brand name just attracts business by itself. I can be out working and you just get people coming up to you all the time asking you for work. And I always find if I'm looking for work, then it just seems to appear. So before I started with gyms, my biggest concern was, am I going to get enough work? But once I got going, I had brought an existing business and there was more than enough work there. But in my excitement with getting going, I also took on quite a few new clients, which in hindsight was a bit of a mistake on my part, just to give me time to get up to speed. I think the pricing of the business agreement was fair. It wasn't the most expensive out there, but it also wasn't the cheapest. But I think what gyms offered for that pricing, to me, was the best out of the different businesses that I looked at. I guess my work history prior to gyms was, I have a background doing sort of in-personal training, and once we had kids, I found that got really, really busy, and sort of working from 6 in the morning and then having a break in the day till 9 at night, and that sort of didn't really work with kids. And then I went on and worked for a company that fixes and modifies wheelchairs. So I did that for about 4 years and really enjoyed it, but again I found it was really busy and it was starting to get quite stressful. And there was also nowhere to move and nowhere to sort of upgrade and move forward within the company, so I started looking at different options, and that's where I thought I would like to go back into business for myself again, and started looking, and that's where we found gyms. The biggest reward with having my gyms business is the flexibility that I've got, I guess, on a day-to-day basis to do stuff with my family. A typical day would be starting at about 9 o'clock in the morning after I've dropped the kids off at school, and then I would work through to anywhere between like school pickup or sort of 4 to 4:30. But how I've got my client workload set up, I generally work about 3.5 days a week, which gives me time to either fit in extra jobs with pruning or rubbish collection or that sort of work, or just have long weekends. Weekends I generally try and avoid working. My relationship with Daryl is really good. He's really easy to deal and work with, and if I have any issues or problems, he's always on the end of the phone, or he'll happily come up and work with us as well if we need some help, so it's very supportive. So during the startup process, what I really liked was how easy it was to communicate with gyms about what it involved, but also that there was no pressure at all. And whereas with one of the other ones, they were really pushy and trying to get you going straight away. But the other thing with gyms is that they made you wait along the way with, I guess, wait periods before you could sign the contracts, which made it great because it gave you a lot of time if you decided you didn't want to progress forward to not. So my advice for anyone looking to go into a mowing business would be to do your homework, look at gyms, look at some of the others as well, so that homework is done. But ultimately, with my research, I found that gyms was the best for me.